Hello YouTube, this is Pink Asuna coming to you today with another deck profile. Today I did say when I was playing with the last time my Grand Module deck, I did say I would cover this deck today. Um, and that is one of the deck, and this is pretty much the deck that pretty much kept me playing Yu-Gi-Oh since 2000, since the beginning of the game in a way. I was waiting for a deck like this to come out, and it came out on 2009. And it's still a very strong option. A lot of people say it's a rogue deck, but I think this deck is just so you can put it in any format, and it's an engine pretty much that you could put on any deck to make it stronger. Today's deck that I'll be showcasing would be one of my most favorite, if not my most favorite deck that I've been playing, that I love to play, and that is Light Sworn. So this is mostly just like a newer version. This is just one of the many options I know of how to play this deck. I'll be bringing them out slowly if you guys want to see other new variants. Like I do have a variant for it with Eldritch. I also have a variant for it with Dragon Mates, with Dragmatica. I mean, this deck could go. This engine, I should say, like pretty much. When I mean engine, I mean like the Luminous, the Wolves, maybe one Felice, the Raidens, Solar Recharge, Charge. That's what I mean as far as Lightsworn engine, and obviously the Minerva. That's all. That's an engine that just pretty much go on any deck if you want to try to get more draw power. But yeah, I mean, this is one of the newer versions, or at least this is the version I'm currently messing with. It's won me a pretty good number of rounds against a lot of the meta decks that I played against. I haven't had too many issues. I did add some of the newer cards, as you can see, the triple tactical talents, because I pretty much love that card. I mean, it has a pot of greed effect, and it also has a forceful sentry, and graceful charity effect. It's a pretty awesome card. I mean, to pretty much mess with. You guys can see. You guys aren't familiar with the card. It's pretty broken. I mean, you could also return one card from your opponent's hand and shuffle it back into the deck. So if they only have the one card, or if where in the beginning they add a card to their hand, you can just pretty much have more knowledge on what they have in their hand and return that option. So yeah, I mean, let's get started with it. I do play obviously three Luminas. Obviously, best normal summon that you could do pretty much. Next to the Goblin Bird, obviously, that I'll get to later on. This when you send a card from your hand to the grave to pretty much special summon any Lightsworn. As long as you have a Lightsworn, you could do this. If you do not have a Lightsworn in the graveyard, and you're trying to pitch one from your hand, obviously you cannot do that. It will not activate. But if you have any Lightsworn in your graveyard, that's pretty much a level 4 lower. You can pretty much bring it back by discarding any card from your hand. So that gets rid of your dead draws. Pretty much like if you have a Wolf in your hand, or a Felice, or any of the level 8 dragons, or Archelo Christia, anything that's stuck in your hand. Or even if you want to pitch your Siegfrieds from your hand too, you could do that too. That way you get the effects. There's so many options you could do. That makes this card must play at 3. I mean, I've seen people playing with it at 2. I don't think that's correct. 3 is the way to go. The next one is her counterpart, Lumina the Twilight Sworn Charmer. This one I only play 1 because I'm not really trying to play more than one of this one. Since the ability goes by banishing, so this effect will probably be played like mid game, or almost when you're pretty much gonna win end game kind of scenario. So this is the only reason why I only play the 1 copy of this. 2 Felices, just because the effect, when it gets mailed by any Lightsworn, it gets special summon, so it has a similar effect to Wolf in some shape or form. But you do need to use a Lightsworn to bring it out. some kind of light Sworm effect. Um, this card's at I like it at 2. I play it at 2. Also, the ability to mill 3 and pop something on the field, but she does pop herself too. That's also pretty strong. It gets rid of any problem card or any bait. You can bait your opponent out with this. So they use their effect. I baited out so many Savage Dragons with this. It's pretty good ability card to have, I should say, at 2. Obviously, you play 3 of the bricks. That's what people call them. I call it 3 wolves. Because I've had situations where I've actually, people know me that I have 2 because I've beaten them in locals with that too in the past. Where I activate Charge Light Brigade, or even end phase mill with Lumina or any of my light swords, and I'll either mill double wolf or triple wolf. A lot of people sometimes, when they see that, they'll just scoop to it because they're like, okay, you're pretty much just being very sacky, I do get lucky like that. I only play one of the baby Minerva, just the reason because if it gets milled, you get to mill an additional card. That's mostly what I use it for, and to also as a tuner too, since we don't have Jet Synchron anymore and that kind of stuff. You do have to play the one copy of this, and then another tuner that I'll show you guys when I get to it. I also do play 2 Raidens. Obviously, another really good card in the deck. When it's summoned, you get to send top 2 cards from during your main phase. You get to send top 2 cards from the deck to the grave, and if there's any light swords, it gains 200 attack until the end of the turn. So very good card. Also at the end phase, it mills 2 cards. Also play 2 Chaos Creators. This card comes from Toon Chaos. Very good card. There's a combo that you could do with Chaos Creator, where you summon Chaos Creator, activate effect, and then you summon Archelaw Christie as you target, and then your opponent can't special summon anymore. Pretty much after that, and they're kind of locked out of the way, and pretty much you win the game after that. Or you could also bring out other cards. There's also the JD. JD obviously my most favorite card that's actually won me so many games out there. You could bring out any of these other dragons too, so it's very versatile. It's an option. I also do play 2 Chaos Valkyria. It's just to you just bring it out with either Vanishing Light or Dark, and then for the rest of the turn, obviously you can't activate effects or anything. But it's mostly just there as a body, or as at level 4 to go into Minerva or any other Link Exceeds or Links summons any of your plays. After that, obviously, again, like I said, Judgment Dragon. I love this card. I used to play this card at 3 back in the day. This was a win condition. I won so many people's stinks in the past, playing old school light swords, or even playing Twilight, if you guys remember that variant too. When people used to play Dark Arm and Judgment Dragon at 3, or two Dark Arms and 3 Judgment Dragons. I remember back in the day with Teledad and all that. Very fun formats. I miss those formats. Not only formats, not everybody had all the cards, so there wasn't that many mirror matches like they are now, where everybody has access to the cards. Back in the day, you actually need to actually have some deep pockets or be sponsored or something. I believe that was actually the best time for Yu-Gi-Oh. Even though people don't think that, because cards were hundreds of dollars each. So there was a second market. There was you were able to see who was playing competitively and who wasn't playing competitively more back in the day than now. Now it's just everybody could just get access to the cards. Most expensive card out there, I think that there is. That's a staple. We'll use this card as an example. Triple Tactical Talent, $100. That's nothing compared to what cards were in the past. I remember this card by itself was like $300-400 in the past. I remember seeing people. I remember I sold 1 or 2 in the past because I had extra ones. for $450 to $500 each. I mean, that's a lot of money. You know, I remember this card too. I mean, I remember this card in the past too, with fairies. I mean, this card I remember seeing it for $300 to $400, and I think that's how much it is right now. Actually, first edition copy of this is like $300. So it's back to its old price. Judgment Dragon's very close too. I believe. I think the Ultimate Rare is like 200 or something like that. So it's getting there again. I mean, I like to see that. I mean, because these are cards that are like, the evolution of Yu-Gi-Oh. Like what made Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, to me, that's why I like to play them. I mean, even though a lot of people say otherwise. Also, Dark Arm Dragon. I mean, another card. I mean, the past that was super expensive. I remember people getting it. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked again. Since I love to talk about this format, that format, I mean, a lot. I also like to play 2 Star Leech Siegfrieds because you get any level 8 from your graveyard. So it is a monster reincarnation effect when it's sent to the graveyard. I mean, so and it's also a level 4 and it's a light. So it has 3 things going on for it. That's very good for the deck. So this is why I play this card at 2. I used to play it at 3. I dropped it down to 2. I also play 2 Chaos Dragon Levineers. Again, for the light and dark effect, when it's summoned, if you use both of them, you get to pretty much. So if you use only lights, you can special summon 1 monster in the graveyard in its position. So I mean that's not as good. If you use only dark, you get to shuffle 1 random card from your opponent's hand to the deck. So I mean, not too bad. I mean, but not what I would use it for. I would probably use it mostly use it for this. Both light and dark destroy up to 2 cards in the field. So that's a much stronger effect. That's what makes this card more reliable and it makes it very well to go with this deck. And it's also a 3000 beater. Obviously, most of the beaters in this deck are 3000 or 2800. I mean, just because you want to have the strongest in the field. Obviously, you play one of the price card, Chaos Emperor Dragon of the Armageddon. This card, I was kind of happy to see again get reprinted. I mean, just because a lot of people didn't have access to it in the past. Just because a lot of people aren't YCS champions or national champions, where they were getting this card as a prize card back in a few years ago. So definitely, I was happy to see this in Battles of Legends Armageddon as a reprint. I mean, and it actually looks quite nice as a secret rare. So I am pretty happy about this. This card, you would use it just like back in the day. You use Chaos Emperor Dragon. If you guys played back in the day, it has a similar monster effect, and it also sends as many cards you control as possible to the graveyard, and then you just pretty much just burn your opponent for 300 on each side. That's very strong. Pretty much this card can win you the game. This is the other tuner I do like to play too, and that is Plague Spreader Zombie. This is a card I used back in the day as well too. So I know how to use this card very well, and it's very easy to play on this deck. And it's also a dark, and it's a tuner, so you can bring out your Halifrax, and pretty much use it for any synchro summon or anything. I mean, so he's very useful on multiple things going on for him. I obviously play 2 Goblin Birds because it's another good card to start off with to extend your field and do your plays. So I play this card at 2. We're off to the spells now. Obviously, we play through triple solar recharge because that's pretty much you want to max out on the card that's gonna help you mill. That's the point of this deck: to mill, and then you just have a whole bunch of strong beaters from the field and just either FDK or OTK your opponent, and just win quick. As you can see, this deck does not play any hand traps, so pretty much this is a deck that's just you either go all in or you lose, pretty much. I also play triple Charge Light Brigade. Obviously, you want to mill and add cards, Lightsworn cards to extend. 3 Chaos Space, obviously another awesome card to play. Gives you your light and darks. It gets you you just discard any of your bricks in your hand or any card that you don't want. Add a level 4 or to 8 light or dark, depending on the attribute you discarded. So if you discard a light, you get a dark. If you discard a dark, you get a light. So very easy. Foolish Burial, obviously. I use this to I usually use it just to mill a wolf, just for the fun of it, just to lessen my chance to draw a brick. Reinforcement of the army gets you any warrior, so I mean, there's quite a few warriors in the deck. I mean, mostly number one target. I mean, people grab will be the Raiden. That's mostly what it's in here for, or the Goblin Bird. I mean, but mostly, why would you want to discard a Goblin Bird? Or sorry, not discard. Sorry, second extender you would add. Sorry, would be the Goblin Bird. Just because if you ever want to have a two monsters to go into a Link 4, or sorry, Link 2, or exceed summon into a 4. I mean, then you get Goblin Bird. If not, if you have a Lumina in your hand, and you just grab the Raiden if you already have another Light Sworn in the graveyard to get the effect. Obviously, in the last spell card I use is Triple Tactical Talent, just because if anybody hand traps you, that they are. Every single deck is playing hand traps right now, except for this deck. You just pretty much respond with Triple Tactical Talent, and you either Powder Greed, Forceful Sentry, or just randomly return a card from deck back to the hand, or so it's very easy to use. 3 really good effects. For extra deck, I'm playing one Curious. I play one Blackluster Soldier of the Chaos. Obviously, a lot of people can't get rid of this card. If you bring this card out against Salmon Great and they have no way to get into their Access Code Talker, pretty much they lose. I remember at locals when before all this stuff happened. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that were playing Salmon Great, when I brought this card out on them, they would just scoop immediately. There was no way out on that deck. At least, I don't know now, but back when I was playing, yeah, there wasn't no way out for this deck. Obviously, you play one Halifax, because you're playing 2, 3, 4, about 4 tuners from what I look at right here on 40 cards, so it's not too bad of a ratio. You will bring him out, and then obviously once you're done with his effect, I mean, you get a free tuner in the field. Once you're done with that, you just go to Link Rust, and after that you just extend. After that, get more tokens, and you just try to go up all the way up to Link 4 if you can. You obviously play one Zaruja, because obviously, again, draw 4 cards. It's very good. Free special summon. But I would suggest for you guys to hold it till you have at least 4 to be able to get to the to get all the abilities on this card. I mean, that way you get the draw 4, you get the free special summon, you get the attack, additional attack gain, and everything. Obviously, you play one Access Code Talker because that's pretty much one of your finishers. The other card that was kind of iffy before Access Code Talker came out that I used to play was Sword Dragon. Now he's out because Access Code Talker does his job and does it a little better. I mean, if I do say so. I mean, I also do play the IP and Unicorn package just to be safe. I mean, in case I want to bounce anything back to the deck and get rid of any problem. Obviously, you play the one Minerva to mail more mailing, and also it gets the pop cards when it gets destroyed by an opponent's card effect. It's mail, and for each Light Sworn that gets mailed, that has happened with me. You pop a card on their side of the field. I mean, just hope that your opponent, whoever's playing the Light Sworn deck, does not mail Triple Wolf. that I've actually done that to people, and I actually thought that's pretty funny. I mean, so yeah, I mean, another card I do play is Babushka. Again, because we're playing against dinosaurs or those kind of decks that don't really use their extra deck that much. You just go Babushka, and if they don't have any Link monsters on the field, you kind of force them to play Link monsters to waste their resources, because otherwise their abilities are going to be kind of obsolete, because they won't be able to ever attack you at that point, as long as this card's in the field. You play one Hope Harbinger, because you do play a lot of level 8s. This deck does have, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 level 8s. I mean, that's quite a number. I mean, just the one copy is fine. Again, spell and traps, removal. That's his job. I do play one Michael. obviously, because he does come up again to pay 1,000 life points and target one card on the field, banish the target. I mean, so it gets rid of any back row card or anything in the field. Just pay 1,000, boom, it's done. If your opponent can't respond to it, of course. New addition, also Chaos Ruler. Again, this card monster reborns itself. If you're depending on what your opponent does, I mean, you could banish one light and dark from your hand, and then you just get to excavate top 5 cards too. And then if you do, you add one excavated light or dark monster from your hand, and send the remaining cards to the graveyard. So it's actually very good. This mills your wolves, your Felices. I mean, anything that you want in the graveyard, your Valkyries, your Chaos, your Chaos Spaces. This mills pretty much your Plague Spreader. It mills pretty much anything you need in the graveyard. It even gets your Christie in the graveyard, so you could do your Chaos Creator effect quicker. Even it's a very good card to have. And if you don't like that card that much, then we have I still play the Omega. Again, return a card, banish the card, banish itself, and then get rid of banish another card too. That's also very strong from the hand, especially. I mean, if you're getting rid of that. And then the one Boardload Savage Dragon. This card's also very strong. I don't think I need to really explain. As you can see, it's a very strong card to play. It has a quick effect to remove one Boral counter and negates the activation of pretty much anything that happens. I mean, and it equips any link from your graveyard, and negates a Boral counter for each one. So I mean, for each link rating, I should say, that's on the field. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much deck profile. I mean, hope you guys like it. I mean, it's a very nice deck. I enjoy this deck a lot. This is just one of the variants again that I have. I do have about maybe another 7 or 8 different variants I could think of. That are just as strong than this one. I could bring them. I could showcase them too. I just need to make sure if you guys do want me to show you guys other variants for Light Sworns. If you guys do love Light Sworns, I'm not quite sure. The only reason why I brought it up is because it's a deck that I also play, and I did say I would bring it up, and I think it's my most favorite deck. I mean, out of them all. I don't know about this particular variant, but Light Sworns in general, I like. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So yeah, if you like this video and you wanted me to make more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, or you want me to make more Light Sworn videos, make sure to comment so I know, and then what you want to see. I usually read all my comments, and also make sure to subscribe too if you haven't, here on YouTube, and also watch me on Twitch when I'm on. I do stream Yu-Gi-Oh occasionally. I also stream Sinnoh Alice, and hopefully soon I'll be streaming Genshin Impact too. But if you just here for the Yu-Gi-Oh content, I mean, I do play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh too, so I can help you guys. Also, if you have any ideas on decks or anything, or any questions, I could also help you guys with that. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Again, just make sure to subscribe and follow me, and comment if you guys have any questions, or if you like this video, make sure I like it. And yeah, have a good day, guys. Signing out.